Recently on LinkedIn, hundreds of people liked and commented on a post I made about meeting with the most powerful person at the NRC, the librarian. And I promised I'd show you how to likewise discover long-lost secret technical and regulatory information on sodium fast reactors and other designs from the glory days of the first American nuclear era. Not only for the fun of it, but for the various million-dollar ideas within these documents that will inform your own work on new reactor design and licensing. Let me start by saying the NRC's library and public document room staff at the NRC are so nice and so helpful. I feel like I'm giving away my best fishing hole by letting you know that I've emailed them so often over the years, and they've almost always found me documents and insights that have saved my projects hundreds of hours, while others toiled away in vain. Now, don't ask them to do everything for you, but if you give it your best shot and try to find a specific document that you imagine may exist on your own and fail, all you have to do is email pdr.resource@nrc.gov explaining what you want, what you've already tried, and 9 times out of 10, if you ask nicely, within a couple days, you'll get an email back with exactly what you're looking for, or they'll put you in touch with just the exact right person on the staff who can answer your question. They've run questions all the way up to OGC for me before, and I've gotten such authoritative answers on critical questions, it's just unbelievable. I think a lot of people burn a lot of hours imagining what NRC may say and arguing about what the regulations mean within their own organization, and they caucus with so many experts and run down so many rabbit holes. When the NRC is full of great public servants just itching at the chance to be helpful, and I'd encourage you to be brave and just reach out to them more often with your questions in a spirit of humility, and you'd be surprised how far you can go. Sometimes you can't accomplish everything over email, so if you need to visit PDR in person to see a microfiche or other such document with your own hands, first you'll call the NRC's public document room or send them an email to schedule a precise day and time for your visit. The number is 301-415-4737, and the email is pdr.resource@nrc.gov. At the appointed time, you'll need to get to NRC's headquarters at 1 White Flint North in Rockville, Maryland. You'll need to survive a subway ride and crossing a busy intersection, so just rely on your safety conscience and you should get there, safe and sound. Next, you'll enter the main doors and be face to face with some of the buffest, toughest security guards you've ever seen. You'll tell them you've got an appointment with the PDR and they'll get you a guest pass, and you'll wait for the NRC librarian to meet you. You'll be escorted down the elevator, past a nice lady with a candy bowl, and into the public document room. The PDR consists of various filing cabinets full of microfiche and microfiche viewing equipment, and some nice tables. Each filing cabinet is labeled according to the docket number. If you don't know what docket numbers are, or you sometimes get confused which one goes with which reactor, check out our Atoms tutorial videos for free on YouTube. You'll learn all there is to know about docket numbers, and you can go to nucleartalentboost.com and download our amazing list of docket numbers, the most complete list anywhere. Perfectly organized by reactor type, and it'll really put you on the fish fast. Now, the cheat code for the very old reactors is to know that on the very far right of the room is a docket 115 drawer, which contains the old Hallam sodium fast reactor and various other reactors that you'd have to watch Nick Turan's WhatIsNuclear.com to even know about. But rest assured, all these amazing advanced reactors used to exist, and you can learn all about them by watching his amazing videos. So you crack open one of these drawers, and you thumb through, and you look at all the titles of the documents, and when you find something you like, you grab a microfiche out card from on top of the cabinet, and put it in the place of the microfiche packet that you're pulling out, so that you'll remember where to put it back and you don't get it all disorganized for the next user. Now, you take your microfiche packet and wander over to the microfiche viewer, which the librarian will have already turned on and showed you how to use. Basically, a microfiche is about 60 pages of a document that they shrunk down and converted into a little piece of plastic that doesn't deteriorate and was thus seen as an ideal storage solution back in the day. And near as I can tell, they just burned all the paper and all that remains are these little plastic microfiche. of all these decades of nuclear. So you've got this big light bulb with a magnifier glass of a viewing machine that you slide the microfiche into, and it displays it on the screen. You then slide the microfiche out and put in the next piece. And pro tip, you want to have the first page to be in the lower left of the glass, or else it'll show up reversed and backwards on the screen, and you'll just sort of feel like an idiot taking 5 tries to get it set up right. So again, first page, lower left of the glass. You manually slide the microfiche around with your hands, and you turn around the pages and you scroll across the rows, and you just browse until you determine whether this particular document is a keeper or not, whether it has the info that you thought would be on it. And the next step is that you take your keepers and you put them back in their packets and you take them over to the librarian. This librarian's just been patiently watching you this whole time to make sure you don't ruin their collection, and occasionally making nice small talk and giving you great tips on how to use the machines, etc. The librarian will give you a call or email to process your order for converting the microfiche into a PDF. And after you give them your credit card information, it ends up being about $1 per page for them to convert it. And in a couple business days, you'll receive a download link from their contractor that does this conversion process, and you'll be able to download it. Now, Nuclear Talent Scout has spent the money to digitize the Hallam sodium fast reactor's safety analysis, but there are plenty of other documents just waiting for a sponsor, ranging from the initial calorimetry tests that were done at the Hallam fast reactor, which if you've not done calorimetry for a fast reactor, you'll understand why these documents are so valuable, because it's pretty tough. And there's various RAI responses for Fort St. Vrain that aren't available anywhere else, and a host of other really neat documents down there with a ton of very salient insights that I myself have just already harvested and made great use of for customers. Now, the NRC doesn't immediately upload documents you digitize into the public web-based Atoms. In fact, there's a big backlog of such documents for them to process. So for the foreseeable future, if you want to check out the Hallam Sodium Fast Reactor Safety Analysis for free, we're hosting it at nucleartalentboost.com. Simply register for a free account and you'll be able to take all our courses on digital INC and nuclear law and other such stuff, while also being considered for the various great career opportunities we may have that fit your skill set. So win-win. No reason not to. As a little more background, there are various facts and fictions surrounding the PDR document set, and I'll talk and let others comment on whether I'm confusing reality and legend in the comments, as I simply repeat what I hear from others, as I wasn't there decades ago, but maybe some of you were. I'd love to hear from you. It is said that each of the NRC's 4 regional offices used to have its own public document room library thing, and at some point, someone decided, no, that's costing way too much money. It's so inefficient. We'll just centralize these all at NRC's Rockville headquarters. Unfortunately, I hear tales of drawers full of microfiche simply being discarded or lost in this transition, sometimes being shipped to a local university's library or museum or something. So who knows what sorts of documents just got lost forever. And a relic of that is the following card, and ones like it that you'll see as you're perusing through the Rockville Public Document Room today. Basically, the docket cards are there, but all the files are missing for several reactors, such as the organically cooled Piqua reactor and the boiling nuclear superheater bonus reactor. And the warehouse alluded to in this card seems to no longer exist, according to people I speak with. So again, refer to whatisnuclear.com for overviews of these super neat reactors. Now, the good news is that legend has it that some forward-thinking private companies bought or otherwise obtained many of the drawers of microfiche off the NRC and digitized them in their own private libraries, some of which you can buy a subscription to and use, such as the Scientech and Surtrek libraries. And I've had access to these private libraries in the past, and they're super nice. They're all different in how they lay out their documents and, the completeness of their set. And I think everyone chooses the library that they learned on and first used as their personal favorite forever. So many debates, but I think they're all great libraries anyway. I couldn't speak to whether anyone actually has a complete set of all the documents in digitized or microfiche format, But I can confirm that I've checked with some of these libraries, and they've said that they do have some of Piqua's files. And so there's indeed hope that a lot of these files are still alive and out there. So you just sort of have to check. And a lot of the private companies' digitization efforts were much faster than the NRC's digitization efforts because, as always, the government's underfunded. So it would certainly help the public and all the AI companies, I think, if not only the web-based Atoms that's currently there was available for them to digest, but if they could somehow gain access to these vast seas of microfiche, it could only help their models get better, right? Because a lot of these currently not digitized publicly files have the majority of the requests for additional information and answers that formed so much of the largely forgotten basis of the previously built gas-cooled reactors in the United States, amongst others. I imagine a couple interns assisted by AI and current technology could probably digitize the current public document room in a summer or so, and for much less than $1 per page. If anyone else would like to help lobby for that cause or contribute to it, then please send me a message on LinkedIn. And the benefits of collaboration may include getting to hang out with me and Nick Turan, which is a very desirable reward, right? In conclusion, the PDR itself and its amazing NRC staff, who can never be thanked enough, and you should go out of your way to fill out surveys and give compliments to their bosses. All of this is a very greatly underutilized resource that I'd encourage you to take advantage of. It turns out document control, Nuclear Quality Assurance Requirement 6, is an underappreciated piece in the nuclear puzzle, and you should go give your document control records management specialist a hug today, because without them, your whole life's work is just going to get lost in a couple decades. And it's sometimes surprising how even within a year's time, so many documents within an internal company's library will just be so out of kilter and no one on the project can find the right documents. And having a good organized library is actually super important. Now, Nuclear Talent Scout is helping the nuclear community by remembering the past, placing the present top nuclear experts in the positions they're most needed, and developing the future nuclear workforce at nucleartalentboost.com. We look forward to serving your company and your career for decades to come. Please do shoot us an email, and we look forward to collaborating.